Administrative Region. Kemudian ada Mr. Nicholas Ho, tangannya Chair HBA, dan juga ada Engineer Francis Soto, Director MVA Hong Kong Limited, and also Engineer Virgil White, Director of Darul and Partners Hong Kong Limited, and also, last but not least, Mr. Charles Chia, General Manager for Special Projects, Sino Group. Okay, yeah. Before we proceed to the press conference session, may I invite Mr. Stephen Liang, as Assistant Executive Director, HKTDC, to give us a welcome remark. Please.
Hi, good morning, media friends here in Indonesia. Thank you very much for attending this forum and attending the press briefing session here with us. Sitting right next to me is our Commission Leader, Dr. Low. He's the Legislative Council member in the functional constituency of engineering. And of course, this morning's sessions, I think you of us hear from our speakers here on the panel earlier, Charles, Virgil, Nick, and Francis. So they share a lot of interesting business models as well as their views on how Hong Kong and Indonesia can work together. So I think that probably you would like to know more, and this is the main purpose of this briefing. Tell you a little bit more about the campaign that's and the mission that we put together for this time. The name of the campaign is Building for the Future. Actually, I would suggest it's Building for the Future Together, because it's a partnership between Indonesia and Hong Kong. Of course, the mission is organized by the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, and we want to promote the international experience and expertise of Hong Kong infrastructure and USD services. With lots of service providers with us to the vibrant country of Indonesia. We actually bringing in 17 Hong Kong experts, ranging from architectural services, engineering, to property development, construction, as well as IoT solutions to Indonesia. And we look forward to create a lot of opportunities, partnerships, and collaborations together. Particularly, we also notice that there are many projects ongoing here in Indonesia, as well as the capital relocation plan. With Hong Kong revitalization underway post-pandemic, this is really the opportune time to travel to Indonesia and promote Hong Kong's unique advantages and strengths, as well as exploring new opportunities together. So I'm going to stop here because I understand you probably would like to know more about what Hong Kong's the unique strengths and what kind of support or services that we can provide and partner with the Indonesian project owners or some of the infrastructure projects here. So I'll probably pass the time over to Dr. Low to further supplement on the advantages of Hong Kong infrastructure development.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Good morning, dear friend in Indonesia. Thank you very much for sparing the time to come to this press conference. As I said at the forum, the delegation come here to make friends. So under the big theme of building for the future together, as Stephen said, I think it is an opportunity for the delegation members to meet counterparts here in Indonesia, and I'm sure through such opportunity, and also there will be more opportunities to come. So we will be able to work together for particular on these vision.
Particularly on this visionary infrastructural development in Indonesia, and friends here are most welcome to come to Hong Kong. Hong Kong has a good reputation in the region in infrastructure and real estate related services, from building and construction to architecture and engineering. And the infrastructure development in Hong Kong and real estate related services professionals have participated in many new town development around the world, not just in Hong Kong and the mainland. And we've gained invaluable experience and in such endeavor, covering management, mixed-use development, transit-oriented development, architectural design, engineering consultancy, real estate services, finance, environmental protection, and ICT applications, etc., etc. Hong Kong is particularly strong in the areas of people-oriented public services, integration of public transportation and property development, and public-private partnerships, PPP, architectural and engineering expertise, and green and smart city. Our four speakers for the presentation have shared their views and inside experience from different angles on the big topic of urban development. You have heard from them already, I suppose. And I'm really looking forward to exploring new opportunities with the Indonesia business community and reinforcing Hong Kong's role in infrastructure and real estate related services in the region. So, questions, welcome.
Okay.
You can stop the.
Jadi rekan-rekan media, jadi tadi adalah saya coba untuk summary bahwa kehadiran mereka di sini adalah untuk membangun bersama. Jadi bukan cuma sekedar just together, but act together, ya. Bring the future together. Jadi banyak sekali yang akan mereka lakukan di sini. Salah satunya adalah memberikan informasi. Ada beberapa hal-hal baru yang sudah terjadi ya. Jadi kayak terbukanya peluang pasar yang luas dan juga ingin bangkit dan menciptakan peluang bagi komunitas bisnis di Hong Kong, China dan internasional, dan juga hal-hal tentang yang berkaitan dengan servis pembangunan yang akan mereka lakukan di sini. Jadi rekan-rekan, intinya adalah mereka melihat bahwa Indonesia telah menunjukkan komitmen yang besar untuk pengembangan manufaktur industri dan memainkan peran penting dalam perjalanan HKTDC di pasar ASEAN. Seperti itu ya. Dan mungkin rekan-rekan nanti kalau ada bertanya, tapi nanti ya, waktunya belum ya sekarang. And now I think probably our speakers will give resume about what has been happened in the ballroom area. Maybe start from Mr. Okay, over there. Okay, hang on a second. Oh yes, please. Oh okay, Nicholas. Okay, Mr. Nicholas Ho, Chair HPA. Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Give your summary
sure
for
thing.
today.
At the forum just now, it was a very good sharing among friends and new friends and old friends. I think the key message is Hong Kong as a platform can help build more opportunities between Indonesia and our region in GBA and Hong Kong. Because Hong Kong is not only a hub for international designers, professional services providers, but we're also a hub for financing, for fundraising. We're also a hub for green finance and green technologies, addressing carbon neutrality, and we're also a hub for deal making, how to make a project bankable and feasible. So to sum up, I think my sharing was about Hong Kong being a platform to super connect quality projects with value-add services, value capital, and value partners as a super value connector. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I start? So for my sharing is the very unique type of activity that we have in Hong Kong that was developed over 40 years ago. So, Hong Kong is a very dense built area. So the network itself, the public transport corridor network, be it the rail network, railways, roadways, is always a cluster of mixed-use development and residential, affordable housing, private housing. So the whole model is stretched out now across the Shenzhen River, above, past the border, Shenzhen to GBA, gives us a very good opportunity to actually live within the whole GBA area. That if some of us cannot afford to live in Hong Kong anymore, as you know, Hong Kong is a very expensive place to live, but it's not. It's very cheap to actually be there and shop. You can actually live in the GBA, and that's what I was thinking as well, to retire in the GBA, and come back to Hong Kong. It's within a 2 hours city catchment that we can utilize all this infrastructure around us. Most important thing about Hong Kong sector, which is similar to Nusantara, is we have 70% of green country park, green space. And Hong Kong country park is very, very popular around the world with international events. People come over for weekend for hiking. And this is most sustainable. And so how we bring this showcase model to the rest of the world is something that we cannot stop just in Indonesia, but also showcase to the rest of the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Perjuly, please.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you.
No,
You can use mine.
Okay, sorry about that. Thank you very much. And look, I will reiterate, it's great to be here. Hong Kong is open again, Indonesia is open again. We've had 3 very tough years, and there's very exciting opportunities for both of us going forward, so I'm really excited. What I spoke about was about resilience in a city to withstand shocks, external shocks, environmental shocks. And climate change being one of those big shocks. Climate change can result in too much water, so extensive flooding. It can result in too little water, prolonged drought. And it can result in unclean water, dirty water, so not enough wastewater facilities in place. When I looked at the flooding, I gave a number of strategies that we in Hong Kong have implemented successfully. Back in the 90s and 80s, we had major flooding of central business areas. We implemented a number of strategies, upstream, midstream, and downstream, such as drainage tunnels, such as storage tanks, and such as blue-green infrastructure that helped mitigate against any flooding. And the economic benefits and the social benefits of zero flooding throughout the year has been huge. So really successful implementation of projects in Hong Kong in that respect. I also talked about water supply and having a reliable water supply, a resilient water supply, but also having redundancy in the water supply, because if you lose a network, the impacts that would have. So we looked at different measures, like we get supply from mainland China, we have water catchments and reservoirs in Hong Kong that we're building and we're still developing, we're expanding, and desalination as another strategy. And I gave examples on new town developments that are happening. I gave examples of new metropolises that were being looked at in Hong Kong, populations of 500,000 people, and the water strategies that are being put in place, to particularly around smart water management, intelligent networks to avoid and reduce leakage. So there's some great stories there from the evolution of Hong Kong and the resilience in terms of the water infrastructure that all cities can learn from going forward. And we're very happy to share that going forward, particularly as climate change impacts become even more pronounced going forward. So I think I'll leave it at that.
Hi everyone. I believe all of you know that Hong Kong is a global financial hub. Yes? But at the same time, I think my sharing is that Hong Kong is also a confluence of ideas, a confluence of digital solutions. And the Hong Kong government is planning a huge, what is called a northern metropolis, abutting Shenzhen, which is a IT hub. And through that is yet another demonstration of the strength of the role that Hong Kong is playing. And I'm sharing about what Selain Group has done. It's just a part of what one company is doing in terms of our innovative journey. But we try to involve partners across the spectrum in construction technology, in property technology. So we think that if we can find something that is both environmentally friendly, but also economically viable, and then that we scale it up, that would do a lot of wonders for both companies' profitability and protecting the environment. So EcoBrick is just one example of that. So we welcome, I think, in a big country, big economy like Indonesia, I think it represents immense opportunities for the kind of collaboration and partnership that Hong Kong, with our small, dense city with urban solutions that we could probably share and apply across the two regions, the two cities, Hong Kong and Jakarta. I think that really is the purpose of what the delegation chairman has said about building for the future together. Thank you.
Thank you. Any plenary section, the four speakers from Hong Kong cover respectively four very important aspects of urban development: smart city, transit-oriented development, urban resilience, and innovation and technology. They share their own experience, their insight, and also they talk about what they think Hong Kong and Indonesia can work together further on these aspects. So I was very pleased to chair that plenary section. I really looking forward to more exchange of ideas with our friends here in Indonesia. Thank you.
Tepuk tangannya rekan-rekan media. Once again, thank you, Engineer Dr. Honorary Low Wei Kwok for all the explanation, and also Mr. Stephen Liang, and also Mr. Nicholas Ho, Engineer Francis Soto, Engineer Fergal White, and Mr. Charles Chia. Okay, now it's time for the Q&A part. Okay, but first, I think I'm going to ask you a question. Is it okay? It's from the moderator.
Okay.
Why is SKTDC, Mr. Stephen, are our participating delegates targeting Indonesia as the mission of destination?
This certainly is not a planted question, but well, the answer is very simple. It's the opportunities available here. Yeah, we see that there are lots of infrastructure projects going on, and as well as the national plan and the relocation plan of the capital. So we really feel that it's an opportune time, as I said earlier, that we can bring our friends in the infrastructure sector to come over and look for opportunities, because we do believe that in terms of urban planning, in terms of the infrastructure projects, looking at a holistic approach and the different business models that our speakers just mentioned, they are very good at. There are lots of collaborations and partnerships or areas that Hong Kong can play a part and support. So this is the main purpose of the mission. Yeah.
Okay. Jadi, hubungan dengan bilateral yang kuat antara Indonesia dan Hong Kong dalam perdagangan komoditas bahkan jasa, kunjungan ke Indonesia kali ini adalah untuk memberikan informasi juga terkait dengan aktivitas dan program baru dan apa saja yang sudah dilakukan untuk mendapatkan ekonomi positif serta perbatasan antara Hong Kong, Bangkok dan bahkan seluruh dunia. Dan inisiatif ini juga dipercaya, mereka juga percaya akan menciptakan peluang bagi Hong Kong International dan industri bisnis di Indonesia, karena juga kita kan ada rencana yaitu kota baru kita, ya, ibu kota baru, ya, IKN, ya. Oke, baik. Buat rekan-rekan media silakan apabila ada yang bertanya. Oh ya, sebelumnya saya informasi dulu ya rekan-rekan media. Pertanyaan spesifik boleh ditujukan kepada para speakers di depan. Kalau ingin bertanya mengenai Hong Kong government dan juga policy, teman-teman rekan-rekan media bisa bertanya ke Dr. Lo Wei Kok. Terus juga untuk smart city bisa ditujukan kepada Mr. Nicholas Ho. Kemudian Engineer Francis Soto itu untuk transportation dan infrastruktur, ya. Kemudian untuk Mr. Engineer Virgil White, Director of Arup and Partners Hong Kong Limited, itu bisa bertanya tentang desain dan arsitek. Jadi spesifik ya jawabannya, ya. Distinguished speakers sudah memang punya masing-masing kehebatannya, ya. Dan juga Mr. Charles Chia ini adalah untuk berbicara tentang properti dan teknologi, seperti itu. Rekan-rekan media ada yang ingin bertanya, silakan. Sebentar, ke belakang soalnya. Dari mana medianya dan kepada siapa ingin bertanya, silakan Mas.
Terima kasih, baik. Arif Pak dari Suara Merdeka. Kita bahasa Indonesia aja ya.
Iya,
Oke. Kepada Bapak Lo Wei Kok, Hong Kong sendiri melihat Indonesia seperti apa Pak, dengan tingkat pertumbuhan ekonomi, growth ekonomi 5% ya, kita bagus. Peluangnya para investor sendiri dalam forum ini melihat Indonesia ini seperti apa, mengingat sebelumnya kita kan juga berhasil menyelenggarakan event besar G20 atau terakhir kemarin Lake Toba itu ya. Dibanding negara ASEAN lain, kenapa Hong Kong lebih tertarik bisnis to bisnis ke Indonesia, Pak? Ya, terima kasih.
Cek 1, 2. Oke. Ulang lagi Mas, pertanyaannya panjang. Coba. Dan ada ininya nggak Mas?
Ya.
Langsung aja langsung. Yang singkat apa?
Ya. Intinya Hong Kong melihat Indonesia itu atau Jakarta dari sisi apa yang menarik?
Oke.
Itu aja.
In business terms ya, Mas ya, benar nggak? Oke. So what do you see Indonesia? Why Hong Kong interested in Indonesia in building for the future things? Maybe you want to ask? You want to answer? Yes. Yeah, Mr. Lo. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Why Indonesia is targeting for?
Okay. So I would say Hong Kong is the strategic position in the southern part of China. You know very well that Hong Kong has a long time been a window or a bridge for mainland China to connect to the other countries in the region. And with the China central government's policy to develop the Greater Bay Area, which is consisting of 9 cities in the suburb of China, plus Hong Kong and Macau. There are a lot of opportunity for the infrastructure and real estate sector in Hong Kong. And further to this, the central government's strategy is to work with countries in the Belt and Road. So it is not just for business, but really for the great opportunity of working together for the well-being of the people in this big part of the world. And Indonesia has in fact been a long-term trading partner with Hong Kong. And in terms of
foreign direct investment in Indonesia, Hong Kong is number 3, and in fact has a long time been in the top 3. Now position is the number 3. So with this background and a history of business collaboration in Indonesia, we really think that in view of the Indonesian government's visionary strategy in the infrastructural development, including your new Centara, the new capital projects, there are obviously opportunities for the sector of these particular study mission, the infrastructure and real estate related services. And this is why we are here. And some of our members have already started their business here, like Furrow, his company Aero is already involved in the infrastructural development consultancy work in Jakarta. And some of the delegation members may not have built up such connection, but the common goal is explore business opportunity. And so Indonesia is an important country in this Belt and Road initiative. So this is why on the central government's, our China central government's policy also give us that important mission to work with our partner in this part of the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Terima kasih, Mas. Okay, next we have another question that will direct it to I think Mr. Charles Chia, General Manager for Special Projects, Sino Group Property and Technology, because he will ask about technology. Please, nama dan dari mana?
Morning, sir. I'm Afifah. Okay. I'm Afifah from Bisnis Indonesia. So I will I will give you a question about maybe you can describe what the technologies are owned by developers in Hong Kong and offered for infrastructure and property development in Indonesia. So that's
Okay. Did you get the question ready?
Well, I get the drift.
Yes.
With reference to Sino Group, we might be the first to pioneer certain technology, but those technologies are not exclusive. I mentioned about the PropTech Alliance. We share amongst the industry. We want to upskill, uplift the whole industry. So with regards to whether is it a better way of, can be, innovation, the whole entire word of innovation, it doesn't have to be a rocket to the moon. I mean, it can be incremental efficiency gain through, in current days, usually digital solutions. So when you ask about what sort of technologies that we own, we actually, the whole idea of the InnoLab, the whole idea of organizing a prop tech hackathon, a demo day, the whole idea of sharing all these things that we are doing is really about canvassing more ideas. It's about sharing with the industry. Now we do that within Hong Kong, and we hope that by having such like-minded partners, we can scale up the kind of application. Only by scaling up, then the per unit cost comes down. The per unit cost of the brick or per unit cost per project comes down, and then we can show that we can then demonstrate that while applying such technologies that will quicken your work, you will not necessarily raise up your costs, you will be environmentally friendly, and such success cases we can then share with our partners in RCEP, in ASEAN, and for such a large, young country, I mean, it's such a big country with a young population in Indonesia. I mean, the people are very, from my observation, is open, receptive to new ideas, to new ways of doing things. There are immense infrastructural, social issues that we all have to tackle. In Jakarta, for example, in the whole mega move to the new capital, administrative capital, that is a 20-year project. And in Jakarta itself, with its traffic jams, with its construction, the kind of construction work that's being done here, I think the kind of sharing that we can do can mutually benefit each other. I think it's not one-way street, it is both ways because of the kind of scale. Let me just use, for example, AI. In the era of AI, data-driven technology, Indonesia with 200+ million people would definitely has a lot of experience they can share in that space. And with Hong Kong as a conduit into the Greater Bay Area, into the whole China, I think there's a lot of north-south collaboration that we can do, and not necessarily just east-west. I think we can think about it in terms of north-south collaboration. Thank you. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you so much, sir. She's already recorded it. Oke, berikutnya ada satu pertanyaan lagi, boleh ya? Hanya satu, Mbak di belakang ya, silakan. Tapi nanti masih ada terbuka question untuk langsung. Silakan.
Good afternoon, thank you for the opportunity to ask.
Berdiri, Mbak.
Bunga from Badibu, what has been achieved in this visit especially?
Once again, come again.
What has been achieved in this visit especially?
So who's going to answer the question from HKTDC? Okay, please do.
Well, thank you for the question. Actually, we have high hopes and we're expecting a lot. In fact, when we landed, the whole delegation arrived yesterday. We called the government departments and then also met with the Real Estate Association here in Indonesia. And then today and tomorrow we will be calling on the different ministries related to infrastructure and development. As well as for tomorrow, we'll be calling on different companies and corporations, to look for partnership opportunities. This afternoon, right after the forum, we will also be doing the business matching. So we brought over 17 companies in the infrastructure sector. And we'll be doing the matching for them so they can meet with the Indonesian companies, those who have projects, and for us, we will share our expertise and experience with them. So we think that this, and hope that this mission will be a very fruitful trip. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Tepuk tangan sekali lagi rekan-rekan media. Apabila ada pertanyaan, langsung they will do maybe personal question like one by one later on. Yes, after this, before lunch. I think it's time for lunch actually. And please, to all the speakers, we would like to take a picture. Oh, do you have something to add on? Okay, we would like to have and take pictures together. Please do it.
Okay, sorry.